Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nintendo Switch. It's finally here, guys. Uh, so, yeah, I got this last night on the midnight release, and I'm gonna unbox it now. Not really, I already unboxed it. It's like, just kidding. Anyway, oops. So, I just thought I'd just have a quick look at the Switch. Well, actually, I've already been playing some Breath of the Wild on there. I already have all the system settings set up. So I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the console overall so far. I mean, my perspective of the console will obviously change over time, but how is it now? I mean, is it worth your money? Well, that'll be up to you after I give you the facts. So, first things first. The console itself. Take the Joy-Cons off real quick. This is the console. It's very light, surprisingly, for what they were able to pack in there, at least. There's the back of it. Switch, yay! So right here, it's got a stand. Let's see if I can. There we go. It's feels a little flimsy, but I don't know. I mean, as long as you're careful with it, you shouldn't break it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would like snap off anyway. I think you would be able to reattach it if it came off. I don't know, but so anyway, on the top here we have a power button, volume button. I have to focus. Hold on, it's not gonna focus. All right, it's got like that right there. I don't know if you can see it. Is a cooling vent, and so what I've noticed actually is when you're playing it as a portable console, this fan is actually really quiet. Like, you can't notice it at all. But when you actually put it into the dock and use it as a console, like, the fan actually starts to kick in. So what that tells me is that, well, I already know this for a fact, that like it uses more power when it's hooked up to your TV, but like I think it actually like becomes a really powerful console when it's hooked up to your TV. I mean, obviously, let's get this out of the way now. It's not as powerful as, say, like the PS4 or the Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox One, but you get the point. Now, well, actually, it's able to compete with the Xbox One from a technical standpoint. I don't know. It's got a headphone jack right there, and right here is where you put the game card. More on that in a bit. I'm not going to focus too much on it right this second. So, yeah, let me put the Joy-Cons in real quick. One thing to note, it's that, well, I'm doing this one-handed right now, but when you're doing it two-handed, this should be 10 times easier for you. The Joy-Cons are very easy to slip in. Not so easy to get off, though. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not super hard to get off. When you put it in there, it automatically turns on. I don't really like it when consoles automatically turn on, but whatever, that's just me. Oh, there's my Wii U. I like the little dock that they gave me. It's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel cheap at all. Like, none of this actually feels cheap. It actually feels like a modern day tablet. Like, it doesn't feel like that cheap glossy material used on like the Wii and the Wii U. It's very, I can't describe it. Need something to compare it to. I don't know. It doesn't feel like that cheap plastic that Nintendo always uses. It just feels really nice. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, the Joy-Cons, you get used to it after a while, but it does take some effort to get out, I found. But the way you take it out basically is there's like a button. You hold that button when you're taking it out, and it just slips right off. It's very convenient once you get the hang of it. Like, I mean, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't take too much effort, but it requires effort nonetheless. I don't know if that'll be a problem with children taking it out because they're the main consumer. Maybe not anymore. Nintendo seems to be more. Alright, I'm getting off track. The Joy-Cons themselves, they're actually very, very comfortable, I found. I've been playing Breath of the Wild with them, and they're not too bad. I thought this D-pad was gonna feel weird, mostly because of, like, we're used to the D-pad actually being kind of connected. I'm a little concerned for 2D platformers like Shovel Knight, where I prefer to use the D-pad over the analog stick, just because I find that the D-pad is more precise. Hopefully this doesn't feel too awkward, because, like, there's no way to... Like, it doesn't feel too... Like, I can't slide my thumb as easily as I could on, like, the Wii U gamepad. Whatever. Oh, this right here. This is the button that you... It's like the share button on the PS4. All it does right now is take screenshots. It's alright. I personally don't really care about those features anyway, but it's nice to know that Nintendo added that. Of course, the analog sticks click. That has all the normal controls that a normal controller has. More that I should say about the dock. So put a HDMI cord in there and an AC adapter. I thought this took micro USB, but I was wrong. It's its own proprietary port, I believe. Yeah, I kind of hate that. One thing, but it's not as bad as, like, where the Wii U gamepad had, like, this huge brick on the end of it. I mean, it's still a brick. I actually find the way they did it worse this time. It's like a brick on the plug itself. I'd actually prefer it to be in the middle, so I could actually have somewhere easy to plug it. But, oh, there's a power LED right there. It only shows when it's in the dock. That's neat. LEDs are good. It has 2 USB ports here. Right there. And it has one on the inside, too. So, that's odd, because I heard people saying that, well, people were concerned, like, the Switch only has, like, a micro USB slot, under the, under this, the, stand right here. Oh, it's on, hold on. So, yeah, it has a micro SD slot, my bad. Right under the, stand. So, like, people were concerned, like, if they were going to have enough space to keep all their digital games or whatever. Now, from a portable console standpoint, I could see why that would be a problem if you're going all digital. But if Nintendo actually... If you can actually connect, like, an external hard drive to the, if you can actually connect an external hard drive to like the USB ports, I'm not sure right now if that's the case, but if you can, that would be really neat. I just wish there was a better solution for the micro SD card slot. We've been told that it can hold, like, you can put a 2 terabyte SD card in there, and like it would be able to format it, and you could use that, which would be great if that existed. I'm sure it'll exist sometime in the future, but it will not be cheap. I don't know how much the maximum SD card is right now, but I know it's not cheap. So yeah, when it does come out, don't expect to be just buying one for $1 or whatever, or $10. So there's the home button. The system UI is actually what I found. It's very bare bones, surprisingly. Don't know if I'm allowed to be showing the system UI off, because I know Nintendo's really dumb about that stuff. What you can show and can't show. But the screen is very nice. It's just my camera can't capture it that well. So you got news, Nintendo eShop, album is basically like the screenshots you take. You can adjust the controllers, system settings, sleep mode, keep it in sleep mode. So about the games, you're going to have to install them, but it's not a huge install. So Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it doesn't say it right here, but it only took up like 200 megabytes, which really wasn't that bad. Here's a genius idea, Eric. How about you put up the stand? There we go. I'll turn this off so Nintendo doesn't come after me with a pitchfork. Don't know why they would do that, but they've been like that. I don't know. The plus and minus button, I find them to be in weird spots. I hate it when Nintendo puts their buttons in weird spots. I don't know why they love doing that. Like, I feel like they should have just stayed on the bottom. It's just a convenience thing. Like, not necessarily like it was a bad spot to put them. It's just we're so used to hitting them in different spots. And I feel like there were more consoles that they put out that had the start button and the plus and minus button, whatever you want to call it at this point, on the bottom. I don't know, that's a personal irritating thing that I find. But yeah, this thing is well built, like I said earlier. So now I'm gonna move on to the game. Well, not necessarily the game itself. I don't want to talk about the game because I don't want to spoil it, but I want to talk about how they come to you. Now, this is something I kind of found I didn't like. Now, this is the case. To put this in perspective for you, I have a few game cases laid out here. So, first I'll take the PS4 case. So it's horizontally, it's not as big. It's about the same size. It's basically exactly the same size, vertically. On this side, it's actually a lot thinner. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of don't like that. I wish the case was a little bit bigger. I actually don't like the way the PS4 and PS3 cases are. I felt like they shouldn't have ditched the DVD, the the DVD big case design. I felt that was perfect in my opinion. I don't know, going back to PS2 days, it's a nostalgia thing, I guess. But yeah. So in like the DVD style case with the Wii, you know, you get a manual and stuff. You get the disc, nice little artwork there. Yeah, just put it in comparison to the Wii case. The only thing different is that it's taller. Oh my bad. So it just feels cheap. I don't know. Not to mention the fact that this one does not have a manual, and this right here, this is the game. My camera is not focusing. I'm sorry about that, but it's just, I don't know. To put this in perspective, this is an SD card. It's about the same size. Slight differences. It's a little bit thicker. There's the back of it. So I like it for the convenience factor. It's very easy to carry around, and I believe these things can hold a lot of storage. I've heard 32 gigabytes, but that was a really loose rumor. I don't know how much I believe it. But yeah, it's... Let me see if I can get this to focus. I hope it's not focusing. Alright. Oh, there we go. Get a nice view of it now. Wish it did that earlier. So, to put it in comparison to a 3DS card, it is a lot smaller. So the reason I don't like the design at the same time that I do for the convenience factor is just, I don't know, it, like I was saying with the Metroid trilogy disc, like, you know, you get a little artwork right there, you get the manual and everything. With this, yeah, it's clear and you could see the inside of it, but I mean, Nintendo's really been cheaping out with manuals. I mean, so is Sony and Microsoft, but I don't know. Like, look, there's so much space here. It just seems so pathetic. I don't know. I'm just underwhelmed, not really disappointed. I felt like they could have done a little bit better. Oh well. Yeah, the case feels cheap. But it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. But like, they could have put something there. It didn't necessarily have to be a manual. But like, you know, like, so I have these here. These are CD cases. Not really much to compare there. Those are long dated. But like, but what the reason I have these here is because they at least did something. They did something that I feel like could really help Nintendo out. They put advertisements on the back of them. Like, you know, saying like, hey, you should buy this game too. Like getting, like you, like I got excited when I saw this stuff. Just will go back in. Like wow, Spyro the Dragon's coming out. I could go buy that. Hold on. It's giving me problems here. There we go. I'm so unprofessional. I'm sorry, guys. This. Phantasy Star Online. I might get excited for that. Although not nowadays, because now you can't even go online with it. I don't think. Except unless you have like a Dream Pie or something like that. But yeah, the case, not that big of a deal. I know I kind of made a big deal about it, but you could have done better, Nintendo. Just saying. It came with this. You can actually put the Joy-Cons in here and use it as a regular controller. Now, whether it feels regular or not, I don't know, but